Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, to the Reckless Speculations Masters Recap. As we record this on Friday night, even though Robbie's got on the same shirt he had on Wednesday, that's what a hard-working attorney does. If you want to support Davis, Kessler, and Davis, call Robbie Davis. Guys, we're trying to break this up and get some more segments in the show, but this is the one we were all excited about. We have a very, very, very strict format that we're going to follow that Robbie's told me 3 times now I must follow. So let's open up this conversation about the 2022 Masters with Mr. Tiger Woods. Brendan Shane, your impression of Tiger's 2022 Masters.
Incredible. Just to be there and just to play in it. And then Robbie and I said a couple shows ago, if he even makes the cut, what an achievement that is. And he did. So he goes out and he shoots 1 under on Thursday. And you're like, oh my gosh, can this really happen? It was must-see TV for sure. And I think Thursday, Friday got some of the highest ratings, if not the highest ratings of Masters history for those days. And just so incredible what he has accomplished. And are we really surprised at this point at what Tiger can do? Like, he's superhuman. He has no quit. He will forever fight. And I mean, I just don't see this guy ever leaving the golf course unless it's on his deathbed.
Robbie, I agree with everything Brandon says, but you always bring a unique voice to the TV media side. Same question I asked Shane, but also, what do you think the ratings, which I haven't seen, look like? I promise you more people were watching Tiger than Scotty Scheffler, the tournament leader. Would you say that was a safe bet?
Oh, 100%. So this is where, watching greatness, and I don't necessarily mean greatness in golf. I mean greatness in human. To come back from that injury, I remember I was once upon a time, believe it or not, a marathon runner, and I broke my foot and in 2017 and still haven't got back into that competitive running again because it takes so much. And that's just you going against yourself. And then to compel that, to say, hey, I'm going to put myself out there 14 months after almost losing a leg. Not am I going to play. I'm going to play against the best in the world at the most famous tournament in the world. And I'm going to make the cut. I'm going to be better than most of them. A phenomenal achievement. I said it on last couple weeks. We all said it would be maybe his greatest achievement if he made the cut. Honestly, Thursday, him shooting 1 under was one of the more remarkable events I've seen in sport. And follow it up 2 over on Friday, or 3 over to get to 2 over on Friday, and make the cut against that competition. And you saw on Saturday and Sunday the fall off and how much he had to push to do that. Because rightfully so, the wheels fell off on Saturday and Sunday because you're expecting him to. I've never been to Augusta. I've heard it's essentially
just the undulation,
roller coaster. And with bad legs, walking downhill is so hard on your legs. So just a remarkable feat.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at that. I don't know, achievement, I guess, and the people that didn't make the cut, and it's impressive. It really, really is because, and you saw like his interviews afterwards. They were so un-Tiger-esque. Like Tiger's always had, the eye of the tiger, if you will. Like he'd be pissed off if he, shot 2 over or something. He was genuinely happy and genuinely excited to even make the cut and be there in that situation. And
In the
that's like
moment,
in the moment. And he was, he even joked on himself, on Thursday or Friday and Saturday, or Saturday and Sunday. Like, yeah, I hit the ball well. Just, I had 1,000 putts out there. It was like a putting practice or whatever. And that, that's the first thing as a golfer I know, not as a professional, they're way, way different. But for me, first thing that goes when you don't play in a long time is the short game kind of stuff, putting, chipping, that kind of thing. And you saw that with him. He hit the ball everywhere where he wanted to. Like he missed in the right spots. He did a really great job at that. And that's, that knowledge and his will to be there, I think got him through the cut. But what an achievement. Let's just celebrate that. Like, we don't know how many more times we're going to get to watch Tiger Woods play. And let's just revel in it every time he does and just be excited. This is, if not the greatest golfer, one of the top 2 greatest golfers that ever played the game. And let's just watch that.
Have to move on from Tiger, though, guys. Got to get into ratings real fast. Start with, and I'm going to go off camera for a minute. I'm going to try to bring Raj on. Tuesday.
Who's that?
Raj. Yeah, who's that?
Oh.
Tuesday. Let's start with Tuesday. Second, the biggest Tuesday since 2016. 3.5 million people. Thursday. The biggest Friday, second round.
Yeah.
3.5 million people on average since 2016. Was that the Tiger factor? First, Brendan. Second, Robbie. Friday, Tiger trying to make the cut. Biggest Masters in 7 years.
100%. If you watch our previous shows, we touched on this and we said if Tiger plays in it and makes the cut, this could be the biggest ratings in history ever. And it was. And that's what you get with arguably the best player ever in golf. People just, he is the needle. People talk about moving the needle. He is the needle. He is the one that controls this world. So to have him there, and even like if you look at takes from Scotty Cameron or Cam Smith, not Scotty Cameron, it's a putter. Cam Smith. Cam Smith even said he like was watching him on holes and was just like in awe that he was there, and like he's like, this is a great. Bryson DeChambeau missed a cut and stayed and watched. He was like, how many opportunities am I going to get to watch the greatest golfer ever to play? Like he stayed there to watch this. So it's a huge deal, especially in the golf world. And I know I'm a golf nerd and, whatever. But it's a big deal. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah, and so I was on vacation with my in-laws over the week of the Masters, and my in-laws aren't really golf fans. They never play golf. We turned the Masters on, and I told them they knew what happened with Tiger, but I told them the circumstances behind it, all this kind of stuff. And by Friday, my father-in-law was, hey, Rob, hey, Tiger's about to hit. He's back on screen. Like that's the draw that he has, even for someone who doesn't even really know what he's doing. Like, you don't know, hey, that's a, for a golfer like me and a golf person who's never played golf, you hit on the green, that's a great shot. But for those guys, if you don't hit it in the exact spot you're going for, it's a bad shot. But just the excitement around watching him swing the club, and quite frankly, watching not necessarily misery, because it was the great juxtaposition of thrill and happiness and also horror and pain. And you would see he would hit the ball and how much it hurt. And then you would see the interaction with the crowd, especially for him to appreciate the crowd so much was great to watch, because that's always kind of been the knock on him, is that he's always been great, but hasn't really given back the appreciation that people give to him. And that changed, at least for this weekend.
So,
yeah, well,
Friday, huge numbers. Sunday, heading into what was not a dramatic final round, the Masters draws a 10.1 million viewers. The largest since 2019. This was not anything that was dramatic.
When Tiger won, by the way, 2019.
And Tiger won in 2019. Brendan, does that number surprise you?
No, not at all. Like I said, it's the Tiger effect. He is the needle. You get this many eyes on it. Yeah, he made the cut, which is like Robbie and I said, it's incredible. But following the weekend, there were some other things that transpired and whatever. He didn't play so well. People were still watching. Then they got engaged into the actual golf tournament and saw some other things. So it wasn't the greatest TV must see. Scheffler was incredible and kind of blew the field away. But all in all, just what an incredible comeback for him. And he is not done. This dude will play. If he doesn't play in every tournament, he'll play in every major. I can guarantee that.
Robbie, Sunday, huge number. Also, next time we see Tiger is a major, or do we see him somewhere between now and then?
Man, I text you guys and I said, sorry, I'm trying to text Raj at the moment. I text you guys and I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we see retirement in the future. I thought that's how bad he hurt, but I think for the foreseeable future, probably only majors. I just don't know how you go on with that kind of pain. But this isn't directly on point. It gives you a little hope. I think he may have one more major in him. I think he can get to 16. I think he can get one more in him.
I agree.
Maybe it's another Masters.
Open.
That's probably the only tournament he can win still. But
Open is another one. That's his favorite course.
Yeah, St. Andrews. If it wasn't this year, if St. Andrews was maybe next year, I'd like that better.
Well, he's got a lot of time to rest and rehabilitate. And what we think, Augusta is, if not one of the hardest, if not the hardest course on tour to walk. So,
all right, guys,
to get through that and still finish where he did, it's a huge achievement.
And it was very cold this year.
It was, and cold doesn't bode well for bad joints, bad backs, and old people. And that's exactly what he is.
And Brandon Chain, you just described me perfectly. Let's bring in Raj quickly before we move on.
Can we hear me now?
Yes, we can. Welcome.
You are not dead, Raj.
You're not dead.
I'm so dead. I will not go through the process of I'm now on my wife's phone after I'm just done.
Rob,
I think Tiger needs to start with Riviera in LA because he literally owns that course. Well, not literally, but figuratively. But yeah, I mean, he already filed for the U.S. Open like today. I think you guys probably mentioned that.
Yep.
So, yeah, I agree with everything you guys said. You know way more about golf. Well, at least Shane and Randall do, not Rob. But yeah, warmer
Shots
weather.
fired this early? Jeez,
Right.
got on here and firing shots.
I told you I'm pissed, dude. I got to take down the. I always go after the biggest dog first. I'm just kidding. Anyways, I think yes, he'll get another one, but it does depend on time, place, weather, etc.
are you shocked that the ratings are as high? And Brandon, your bourbon tumbler is knocking us crazy on the scale here. So if you when you go, yeah, you got it.
What?
The
What?
ice is knocking us the sound crazy. So
Yeah, get it together, Brandon.
go on mute when you drink.
It's funny, I drink it neat.
Oh, really? It's not ice? That's cool.
What is that? Is your jaw click or something? I agree.
I don't know what it is then. Is there any shock to you, Raj, that this is the highest rated Masters in the last 6 years?
I mean, I was very surprised. I didn't watch it per se, but I am a convenient, is there a storyline golfer? I don't know. Tiger made the cut, so I presume they showed a ton of him on Sunday. But yeah, I was very surprised because last time I checked, Scheffler was up quite a bit. It wasn't like an enthralling tournament, right? Like it's got to be because of Tiger being Bionic Man, correct?
No, not necessarily. So
Actually,
Scheffler-
Sunday, since Tiger started so low, he was pretty much finished before it came on CBS. I mean, I think he finished the last 4 or 5 holes they had him on.
But when do ratings take that into account? Now, I was going to ask that as well. I mean, they were probably higher, but Scheffler led for like the last 2 days, maybe 3, and he won by 3 strokes.
It was higher Thursday, Friday because of Tiger than Saturday, Sunday.
Sunday was high as well, right?
Sunday was high. It was.
But
and Scheffler,
why was it high? And
Percentage-wise.
I don't believe in just the Masters. Was it high because of great golf? Was it high because of storylines? Was it high because Tiger was still playing on Sunday?
No, so it was high because there were 2 young competitors with a potential battle here with Cam Smith and Scott Scheffler. So that was kind of the big deal. Both of them have been winning outrageously this year and fallen into a little bit of last year. Scheffler's won, I don't know,
4 of 6.
4 of 6 now,
But
with the Masters, which is insane.
Cam Smith has a mullet. And
then
Hey,
also
he's from
Rory-
Australia, so that makes him cool.
Rory
No.
went nuts on Sunday.
No, what makes him cool is
All right, hold on.
he said he
he's good at
continues
golf.
to grow his mullet because his wife hates it.
It's
That's what
all
makes
running
him cool.
together.
Well,
He's
all running. It's all running together. My sound's holding on. So we're talking about
that makes
this
him
guy, the world's
unfaithful.
number 1 player. And I do think, let's start with Robbie, and then we'll go around the horn. I think Scheffler is getting undersold a little bit. Cam Smith is Australian and very dynamic and popular, and he makes a run. But Scotty Scheffler dominated this tournament.
He did up until 18 on Sunday. But, yeah, I mean, even on Sunday, I think even on Sunday, Rory was a bigger story with his round. Scheffler, he kind of reminds me of Patrick Harrington back in the day. Like he won, like he just is kind of there and like played great golf. Only 25, looks about 35, but I mean, a heck of a golfer. And man, he played this tournament very, very well. And Nothing to take away from him. Yeah, I mean, 4 of 6, and winning 4 of 6 golf tournaments anywhere is hard, but especially the 4 of the 6, including the Masters. Those are tournaments everyone's playing in to get ready for the Masters. So these aren't just your run of the mill. Hey, you know, blah blah. Davis Kessler Davis Open in Ohio.
Hold up, this dude's not. He's 25.
Yes.
Come on.
And
He's got an
four
old guy
tournaments
name,
and-
but I mean, his head basically has an orbit around it, and he probably has more hair than I, but his head's the surface area is wider. But seriously, the dude looks like he's 40.
Winning 4 tournaments in golf in 3 years is quite an achievement.
Yeah.
To do
Quite?
it in 4, hey, you weren't here earlier. You
Hey.
pipe down.
I'm just getting.
I'm
getting
gonna add to
ornery.
this a little bit, Brendan. Brendan, I'm going to add to this. In 70 starts, he was 0-70. In 56 days, he's won how many tournaments and a Masters?
4 of 6.
And the youngest person to ever get to number 1, or the shortest person to ever get to number 1 by a lot.
You know what
Shortest?
you should
Person
take,
to win the Masters.
How tall is
you know
he?
what you should take from that?
What's that?
Failure is a teacher, right?
Yeah.
So-
Randy Smith is a teacher as well. Wait, Robbie said
Who
he's the
keeps putting
shortest.
quarters in Raj over here? Who
How
keeps putting
tall-
quarters in?
How tall is
He's
this
like
guy if he's
sitting
the?
down.
The shortest time frame.
Oh, well, initially I thought he was Scotty Schwartz, and if anybody can remember him from A Christmas Story and The Toy, and then he went into porn, then I'd be impressed. But he was only 5'2".
I
So I'm gonna
lost
tell
you
some
at the
gambling
Christmas
facts.
story.
Bringing a lot to the table tonight, Raj.
Yeah. It's,
I've got to make up for lost time.
you're
some
doing
gambling
it in a
facts.
hurry.
Thank
Some
you.
gambling facts. I got one of them for each of you.
Stephanie agrees.
Brenda Chang. Scotty Scheffler won the Masters after entering the tournament at 1,800 plus 1,800 odds and a plus 6,000 opening prize. Did you think about putting some money on him as hot as he was?
I didn't. Shame on me, obviously. The Masters is so hard to, you get so analytical over it, like who's hot, who's won it, what's the knowledge, like all these factors go into it, and then you just drive yourself insane. And you're like, I don't even remember who's I'm betting, like what the ticket is, whatever. So no, I didn't. He's been the hottest player thus far this year. Aside Cam Smith has also been right up there, and he was also there. But no, I had no intention of putting money on him, and shame on me.
Robbie, when the futures opened for the Masters, he was plus 6,000. Over 30 days, he came down to 1,800. Is that a trend we all missed, and we should have realized how much money is going on him?
Yeah, I think what we're starting to realize is you look at, especially Augusta, of all places, they play this same tournament every year, same setup, and you think about, oh, we want the people that have played it the most, and they know the layout. But with technology and analytics now, they all have the same information, and it may be becoming just who's playing the best, because they can all hit it 300 yards, they can all drop 5-iron wherever they want. Like, they can all do the skill. There's a little bit of mental capacity to it, but it's just it's who's playing the best. They all have the same data now.
He shot a 59 at the Barclays a few years ago, which is now Northern Trust, and he still drives the same Suburban from college, which has like 175,000 miles on it. He's my hero at this point.
Also,
However, he did marry his high school girlfriend, which is just a waste of mojo, if you ask me.
hey,
Happy
my
for him.
wife's my high school girlfriend, so
I still drive my high school car.
My high school girlfriend became a nun. I don't know what that says about me.
to that point, real quick, Randall, Cam Smith, this dude, the first tournament of this year in Hawaii, 31 under par in 4 days. This dude can get hotter than hot. Like, do not count him out. He's my favorite to win the next major. This guy is incredible. Like, he had a bookend. I forget what round it was, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I don't remember. He had 8 birdies. He started with a double bogey, 8 birdies, and ended with a double bogey. Like, this guy can get hot, and don't count out the Aussie. And he keeps growing that hair just because his wife hates it. So
Joe Dirt is the best. I know I'm not the first to come up with that, but the more I read about Joe Dirt, dude, the more I'm a huge fan.
All right, I got to wrap this up. We got to move on to the next final subject. But I do want to give out some totals.
We have another subject?
Yes, we got miscuts. On Sunday, several bettors won big on Scheffler. DK Sportsbook reported a New Jersey bettor placed a $1,500 bet or $150,000 bet on Scheffler to win the title and took home a cool $2.7 million.
Wow.
FanDuel Sportsbook had a bettor place a $50,000 bet on him, take home $800,000. And MGM had a parlay. This says he was involved in the parlay. Took home $214,000.
That's
wow.
Robbie money.
That's Robbie Davis all day. Now, I want to go through this before we get off the Masters. We have to talk about the ugly of the Masters. And I actually always, I don't know why it intrigues me, but I'm always intrigued by who didn't make the cut.
I can get there real quick.
So, I swear, every time, there's something that I'm getting feedback off your cup every time.
Me too.
It's crazy. I know you're drinking it neat, but it sounds, it's crazy.
I agree.
How many people miss the cut that you need to have a pep talk with?
So I've got my big 3 that I just can't fathom missing the cut with.
Are you kidding me?
Their idol being in the tournament after almost dying, and that's Jordan Spieth, DeChambeau, and Koepka. I mean, especially Koepka, Mr. I don't practice. I just show up and play. And I like him. I like Brooks. But
you would.
but man, like, you can't miss this cut. You can't. And Jordan Spieth, you can't miss this cut. And you cannot, if you are one of the greats or want to be one of the greats, you can't miss this cut. Just like you couldn't lose to 50-year-old Michael Jordan on the Wizards in the playoffs. You just can't do that if you're one of the greats. Like, you just can't.
Agreed. 100%.
All right, Shane. Are you having the same conversation with the cut guys? Who's on your list?
I am. It's just like, so Spieth was one of my favorites coming in because he had statistically the best overall scoring average of anybody in the field at the Masters. You know, shame on me for going with statistics. And he just does what Jordan does lately, as of late, the last 2 years. He just can't make putts. He gets inside his head. He overthinks stuff. It's so bad. And then this is what is also equally as incredible about Tiger and making the cut. Because these guys have played for the last 14 months. They have played in these tournaments. They have prepared. Minus DeChambeau, who's had a fractured hand and now
Oh,
is
my
having
hand
surgery.
hurts because I
Well,
sucked at the Masters.
No, he shouldn't have played in the Masters. His doctor
Well,
told him that.
He did.
But
And the one
it's-
guy that played with Tiger
He
was
did.
Drew. Owen.
Louis Oosthuizen.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Louis had a back issue. Paul Casey also withdrew. You know, you see some of these greats going out, and they're both Paul Casey, Louis, always make the cut. They're always contenders in the Masters, top 20, 25 guys. Didn't make it. But that's what I'm saying. Like, how incredible. Like, people don't understand how incredible it was for Tiger to make this cut. Like, it's a huge deal. And, you know, Spieth and DeChambeau.
You're an
Koepka.
athletic guy. You play golf almost every day. What does it say for a guy like Tiger after what he's been through to make the cut at the most prestigious, most difficult golf tournament in the world?
It's one of his greatest achievements in his timeline.
That's what I was asking because I think
Which-
I've heard that
which he-
before.
He's
100%.
at worst the second best golfer of all time, and this is one of his greatest achievements of all time. That's
Yeah, I'm just saying
It is.
situationally now, like it's pretty crazy.
And you could see it on his face. Like the interviews, even after he, you know, shot 3 over, 5 over, whatever, Saturday, Sunday, he was genuinely happy. He
Yeah.
was like, he's like, I putted 1,000 times, whatever. I don't care. Like, I made the cut at the Masters. I almost had my leg amputated 14 months ago, by the way. So, yeah. Anyway, sorry, Randall. I know you're giving us a signal.
I got to wrap y'all
Nah,
up.
man, that's exactly what I was getting at. It's crazy.
We're over time, but I did want to get a couple reactions to a couple of things. Just one word reaction. Justin Rose was 36-hole leader in 2021, misses the cut. Was 2021 just a fluke that he led after 36? Or is this who Justin Rose is now? A guy that struggles to make the cut at the Masters?
Me?
I mean,
Yeah, either one of you.
he's around that. I mean, he's around that kind of golfer.
No,
I like
So-
Justin Leonard. Is he still there?
It's tough with Rose. Like, he's a good golfer. This course doesn't really fit him that well. He did do well that year, but he's just not going to be consistent there. It's going to take a miracle for him to kind of be in the mix. So,
And Robbie,
doesn't fit him.
Robbie, I thought Xavier, I can never say his name right.
Xander Shotley.
I thought he would be on your list. Finished tied for third last year. I thought you would take him to school.
He's got the shambles.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, he's good, and I really like him. He's not Spieth, DeChambeau, and Koepka level though. Those guys, Koepka being the Spieth and Koepka. Yeah, DeChambeau's hurt. Spieth and Koepka, they're like whenever on Saturday morning I woke up and just clarified who was in, who was out. I was stunned. I really was stunned. Those guys didn't make the cut. Like, I would think you weren't even playing to win. You would just play to make the cut because of what was going on.
And I don't doubt that they tried for that, but that's how hard the course was playing.
Yeah.
Like it was really tough this year. Johnson, when he won it, he played in November and he was, 20-something under, which is unheard of at Augusta. But it was, receptive greens. It was soft. Fairways were soft. This was the typical Augusta. Sorry, Randall. I know you're
All right, I'm wrapping this up. Final words, Rod.
I can talk about golf all day. So,
Rod, since you missed the opening of the show, give us your 30-second version in a general sports term. You're not the golfer. How big was it Tiger made the cut?
I mean, I'm a layperson golfer, if you will. I don't watch only when Tiger plays, but I consider myself, formerly athletic enough to know that what he did was beyond amazing. And if people that, that's why I was surprised by the ratings, because I figured he was, I didn't really pay attention at all, but I figured he was top 15 or something. So it's nice to know that a lot of other people recognize the feat. After the guy nearly died again, just been through so much in life, the original child star, to do what he did was, I was shocked by it. I mean, it seemed like it was all mental at that point, and that's the part of the game that people have questioned. I mean, at least his body's broken down, but he showed so much there. It's immeasurable.
Well
I think that sums it up pretty well. I found the Masters interesting. I found it fun, but it wasn't the epic show that non-golfers follow. I watched about 30% of it. I'm not a golfer. I haven't hit a golf ball in 20 years. It matters the show on Sunday, and it matters also a lot of the DraftKings stuff was decided early. Basically, if you didn't have Scotty Scheffler on your team, you were done. So thank you for joining us this Friday night. It's been a great show. Reckless Speculation at the Masters. Make sure to join us Sunday. First of all, subscribe, like, hit, follow. Join us Sunday for NFL draft preview start. We're going to be talking about quarterbacks and wide receivers. We also will be talking about our special. We're going to have Draft Live with Reckless Speculation. And if you were part of that last year, you know that Raj is going to have some of the best lines ever, because the Raiders evidently is his favorite team and his worst nightmare. For Brendan, I love golf chain. I'm getting tattooed. Robbie Davis and his softball team at Davis, Kessler, and Davis. And Rod, I can't make no computer work in my house. Meta. This is Reckless Speculation at the Masters. We'll see you next week.
Derek Carr.